I believe in things like, what we were taught growing up. I believe that all men are created equal. I believe that color shouldn't matter. I believe that character should matter. Those are things Dr. Martin Luther King, one of the greatest Americans of all time, taught. And all these things that are being taught now are contradictory to that. And so we have to decide, do we subscribe to the shit that they're putting out now? Or do we just subscribe to the thoughts of one of the greatest humans that's ever fucking lived? You know what I mean? And we can't, because it's not both. Because they're contradictory.
Hey. Told my teacher, dumb bitch, I'm gonna get millions. Watch this. In the project living. Damn. Spoke it till existence. Voila. More change than 50. Got more cars than Diddy. I only weigh 180, but my watch cost 250.
What's up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society. Welcome to motherfucking reality. Guys, today we've got a full-length show. We've got a special guest. Got the full crew, minus Vaughn. And it's going to be a good show. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff that's probably going to piss you the fuck off. But before we get started, I have a special announcement to make. And we have all, just so everybody knows, we have all completed the Coca-Cola white person training. Even DJ. Yeah. Even DJ. So everybody should know we're all less white today. We all passed. So apparently that the FCC will now allow us to do a show. Yes.
Joe,
so
you passed?
I did. Dude, come on, man.
I mean,
come on. I am the least.
Who'd you cheat off of?
DJ.
It wasn't me. I'll tell you that.
Oh, fuck, man. What the fuck? All right. Before I get into what the fuck, Sal is here. DJ is here. And good buddy, Bobby Sausalito, who you guys will recognize as Take Naps on Instagram, who makes the amazing, funny, light content that makes us think. And then also, that's why I appreciate your content so much, because it's funny as shit, but it's also common sense and it makes you think about things in a common sense way. And dude, I'm super, super excited for you to make a trip up here. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, it's going to be crazy shit going on in the world, man.
I like how his last name is pronounced. That is a sexy fucking last name. Can we just take
is
the
that
time
why
to
you're
appreciate
trying
that
to change your name to Davioni?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
DJ came to me.
Sausalito. Like, bro, that's
Sausalito. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
clean.
Like, bro, let's make him laugh, pull it out.
Yeah,
like
bro,
that's what that is.
Yeah, it is.
Make him laugh.
That's make him laugh.
That's what that is.
Hey, look, dude, that's fucking Italian shit, bro.
Yep.
That's Italian. Italian's got the best last name.
I fucks with it.
Yeah. DJ was trying to tell me his name is pronounced Davioni.
No.
Yeah.
Deavani.
Deavani. That's his name. But that's a real pronunciation.
Yeah, real pronunciation. But
that's Italian,
people
bro.
Well, my mom's.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Dave. How do you say it? How do you fucking say it?
Deavani.
Yeah, Deavani Sausalito. That's what we should do.
Motherfucker, your name ain't Deavani.
No.
That's some shit you come up with about ninth grade. You're like, dude, I'm gonna tell you.
That's right, dude.
No, but people like. So
what was her name? What was the girl's name that made you start pronouncing your name that way?
Asia. Yeah. Asia was her name.
No.
AJA.
Let me help you with this. It was not that one.
No, it was Asia, but she spelled it AJA.
Alex.
It was Alex, bro.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
We just fucking covered this.
No,
bro.
You're gonna get shot when you go home.
Oh fuck.
You know how?
Can we just restart real quick? She listens to this shit.
You know how I know? You know how I know you're 25?
Yeah, fuck, man. I dropped the soap on that one. Yeah.
Step one: cut a hole in the box.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, sleeping on the couch tonight.
So, dude. Yep. Tell us a little bit about your background, dude. I mean, you're, web developer, but now it's, full-time Sausalito.
Yeah, full-time Sausalito.
Yeah.
Well, when I was about 13 or 14 years old, I started building websites. I figured that my future was online. It was in the internet. I saw it in the early stages, and I was like, this is going to be the vehicle that's going to get me where I want to go. So I just started building websites, did odd jobs, waiter, busboy, things like that. One of my most famous ones is scraping gum off the floor in grocery stores just to keep my web development business alive. Did that for many years, and then moved to Florida and just really leaned into the web development business, picked up small jobs here and there, 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand. Did that for about 10 years, was successful at it, and just started yelling into my phone about the frustrations about what was going on and making Instagram videos. Never really thought much would become of it. And one day a video went viral. That was back in August. And I was like, all right, this is something that could have macro impact that would allow me to be anywhere and everywhere. And I saw that it could do good and support me financially and get me to places like this and allow my life to really blossom into the potential that I thought that it had. Being a web developer was like, I could only get so far.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like it used the magic, as I like to say.
I would say you got some magic, bro.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate it.
That's a fun place to be in life when you figure out that you can actually make a living and survive and do well, not just survive, but thrive with some, just the thoughts that we have and the voice that we have.
Exactly.
It's really cool.
It's hard to make that happen. It's hard to make that happen on your own. Like I didn't set out like, all right, I'm going to be an influencer. I was just doing what I was doing and building up the skill sets necessary so that I could survive no matter what. And this was just one of many things that I threw at the wall that just so happened to catch at the very right moment with the very right thing at the very right time. And I was like, all right, I'm going to lean into that.
I think, you got to be honest with me here. So you start 14 years old web development business. It's really, so instead of like trying to be on the casting couch, were you taking the approach of like, I'm gonna be the web developer to develop like Pornhub on the back end, 14-year-old?
No, it's actually the way.
Because the internet, you
don't see as e-commerce.
When you're 13 or 14, there's only one thing on the internet.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the way that the story went is I grew up in a small town. We used to have to ride our bike to the town pool to like socialize with people. So I lived in there was only a couple kids in my neighborhood. So I was riding my bike to the town pool when I was 13 and I crashed and broke my collarbone. And I had no way to interact socially with people over the summer. So I was just like, I need something. So I started on GeoCities, this old web development tool. And I would put like memes and funny GIFs and just message it to my friends. And that was kind of how I kept my social activity going. And then when I got back to school, people were like, I saw your website. That's hilarious. So I realized that if I put in work on the weekend or at night, I could go to school and get like social clout. People would think I was funny without me having to hand prove that I was funny. So it was just like the more and more that I built, it was like, yo, I saw your blog post this morning. I saw your picture this morning. And there was no Facebook. There was no, I don't even know that MySpace was really being used at the time. And I was just like, this is my instrument. I can use this. I can write, I can type, take photos, and I can show up at school and people are like, that dude's hilarious. And it just like built the social clout and it allowed me to do something one time, work really hard, and then have it ripple throughout my social life. And that was kind of how it all began. I wasn't just like, all right, I'm going to build websites to get rich. Then when I was a senior in high school, one of the football coaches was like, hey, we're building Adirondack chairs in the shop class. He's like, we really need a website for it. So I built the website for him for free because I wanted to impress him, get more playing time on the football field. And like a couple months later, I was like, how did you guys do with that? He's like, oh, we sold 175 chairs. I'm like, $110 a chair by $175 a chair. I'm like, holy shit, that's real money. I was like, I could really turn this into a career. So after I finished high school, I was like, I got to really lean into this and try to monetize this. That was really the key. Like that was the first thing that kind of let me know that it was a real thing.
So dude, I found you from your videos. Like the first video I saw, like I just got to be real. I had smoked a little bit of the devil's lettuce, as I tend to do. And bro, I watched a video. I fucking almost pissed my pants. Yes. And I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. And I remember I was sending it to Tommy and Ian Smith. We were all because this whole year we've all been talking on the back end about all the fucking crazy shit, the shit you and I talk about and the shit you're talking about in your videos of what's going on. And dude, what I liked about it was that it wasn't like everybody else at all. Like it's not just bitching. It's not just, hey, this is fucking wrong. Well, we all know it's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
You know, but taking that common sense approach, I feel like people hear it a little bit different when it's presented in a humorous way, as opposed to like, you know, taking it so personal. Like everybody right now, they take it all so personally, bro. Like, it's not an attack on you if someone has a different belief system.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we've got this culture now in the world where we can't have conversations. Well, guys, I hate to break it to you, but if we can't have conversations, nothing's getting fixed. You know what I'm saying? And what I appreciate most about what you're doing is that, dude, you're making it light. You're making it funny. You know, it's true.
Yep.
You know, but I think people hear that and see your videos and at least they think a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It opens them up.
I say that it's the Trojan horse for real information is the comedy.
Yeah.
It's like if I can get you in of me running around or dancing around in my driveway or whatever it is that I'm doing, it's like you can find some humor in it even if you don't agree with me. And I just say like that Trojan horse of comedy, bringing that type of information in. Like I used to watch The Daily Show back in the day.
Yeah.
That was my first introduction to real political commentary, was watching Jon Stewart. And I thought Jon Stewart was hilarious. And naturally, as a young person, it's like everybody kind of starts out Democratic. You kind of start out left leaning, like, yeah, peace and love and unity.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that seems
who
like,
doesn't want that?
Free college for everybody. We'll all get free college. So I was like, I started on that direction. And then it's like, as everybody started leaning into Trump, I was like, why does everybody hate this dude? I really got to really investigate this some more. And I had been into Ron Paul and I saw Trump come along and I'm like, all right, I should really focus on this because this is kind of a key to being more free, being more financially free, being more aware of how the world ebbs and flows. And just kind of like drew me into it.
Yeah, dude, it's funny. We were talking in the gym earlier. It's like it's like the media has done such a hit job on this dude that they're almost like killing themselves now because like they keep going and keep going and keep going. And now even people on the left are like, whoa, hold on. What the fuck is going on? We just won the election. Okay. Our guy's in. Why the fuck you guys still talking about this dude?
Right.
You know, and people are starting to see that. And then they're starting to see all these promises that have been made that are not being kept at all, you know, and
Gas
some of this
prices rising.
Huh?
Gas prices rising.
Dude. Right. It's affecting people on the street, which, you know, I don't want to sit here and say I told you so, but fuck, I told you so, motherfuckers. You know, like this is going to affect people. And the story that's been told about this person, the last president we've had, the things that people criticize him on are just not fucking true. And people are starting to see that. You know, they're starting to see that this kids in cages shit is actually being perpetuated by the guy who they just elected. We're starting to see that, you know, what real racism actually looks like when you say, hey guys, Black people and Hispanic people aren't smart enough to use the computer.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's fucking racist.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Certainly.
Like, and people are starting to see this shit unfold, and now they're starting to look even more at Trump like, wait a minute, did we just fucking bury this dude for the, you know?
Yeah.
I know.
It's just that like the unfortunate part about Trump, which I know you guys have alluded to before, is like the guy can't get out of his own way sometimes.
That's
it's
right.
Like
he steps on his own dick.
He says things that like opens himself up for shots. And it's like, if you didn't say those things, that wouldn't have been open. It's like you do so many things so well and so well executed and such a well-oiled machine. But then it's like you stumble on these little things. It's unfortunate. And like nobody can be perfect, obviously, but it's unfortunate that he was not able to get out of his own way sometimes.
Dude, I equate that and I'm sure, you know, a lot of people are going to shake their head yes, and a lot of people are going to say, no, you're fucking wrong. But this is just how I see it. I equate that to a doctor with bad bedside manner.
Yeah.
All right. So like I'm sick, right? And I want to go to the best fucking doctor. And I go to the fucking doctor and he's like, Andy, you're fat as fuck. You fucking smoke weed almost every day. You know, like he starts telling me all this shit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, fuck this guy. But it's all true.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get healthy and fix it. So what do I want? Do I want someone to sit there and tell me that I'm okay, even though I'm not? Or do I want the truth? And that's how I see what's going on with him. And a lot of people just don't want to hear the fucking facts.
Yeah.
You know, it's unfortunate. I'm nervous about what's going to happen moving forward. I don't know if I'm nervous because I know what I'm willing to do to protect my own personal freedom and my people, but I think a lot of people are going to fucking learn some shit.
It's kind of like
about politics.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you were saying offline before. Is like it's like when the pendulum swings, it's like it can violently swing back in the other direction because it's like this guy is saying things that are like blatantly compartmentalizing people by race. Like, well, these people don't understand, and it's like, how are you going to make a statement like that and no one cares? Like, no one picks that apart.
Well, dude, and I personally, you know, I don't subscribe to the identity politics. I don't subscribe to critical race theory. Those aren't things that I believe in at all. Like, I don't believe in them. Like, people want to have a discussion and I'm just like, I don't believe that shit at all. So there's no point in us talking about it because I believe in things like, you know, what we were taught growing up. I believe that all men are created equal. I believe that color shouldn't matter. I believe that character should matter. Those are things Dr. Martin Luther King, one of the greatest Americans of all time, taught. And all these things that are being taught now are contradictory to that. And so we have to decide, do we subscribe to the shit that they're putting out now? Or do we subscribe to the thoughts of one of the greatest humans that's ever fucking lived? You know what I mean? And
Yep.
we can't, because it's not
Can't be
both.
No.
Because
can't be
they're
both.
contradictory.
Yeah.
And so I think, as Americans, we have a choice to make, because dude, it's driving people crazy. Because people are like, well, how can we say this how can we say that everybody's inherently racist or evil or this or that when we're supposed to all get along and love each other and not see color and help each other progress? Like, it can't be both, And so we have to make a decision. What are we going to be about here in this country? I know what I'm going to be about. I'm going to be about the same shit I've always been about, which is, dude, if you're fucking a human, I'm going to treat you like a human. If I don't care where you come from or who you like to have sex with, I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Yeah.
I care if you do your fucking job, or if I don't know.
Or if you contribute.
Yeah.
Or if you know that 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah.
Watch
Can't say
out. It's illegal. Can't say
Do
that.
you think Dr. Martin Luther King believed that 2 + 2 is 4?
Yeah.
I
Bro, it's
us.
math. The problem.
I literally saw that video and I thought to myself, there's no fucking way I just saw that, right?
Yeah.
It was literally my interpretation. I watched it. I'm like, what?
Right.
Notice who said that too. That wasn't a black person. saying
No.
that. That was a far left, crazy purple hair fucking white person. And like, dude, here we are. A lot of people.
She's not white. We can't claim her.
Whatever.
Well, we're not white. Technically, we're 14% Irish.
Yeah, we're all kinds of things.
7% on DJ's team.
Yeah, I mean,
Got
dude,
some Asian in us.
Look, dude, here's the thing. We have to understand that this country is no different than riding in a fucking boat, okay? Half you motherfuckers want to drill holes in your own boat that you're riding in, and you're not realizing it. And if we continue down that path, this will not continue to be the country that all of you enjoy and are proud of.
I take that a step further too. It's like, okay, that boat's taking on water. I think if we keep moving on the path that we are, the boat's gonna sink, right? Which means everybody's gonna be in the fucking water. The problem with that is that guess what? There's gonna be people that can swim,
Yeah,
and there's gonna be people that they're gonna fucking drown.
yeah,
And that's the reality. Like, there is no in between,
Yeah.
right? Like that's gonna be the ultimatum that we're gonna be facing here very, very shortly. Either you're gonna be able to swim, and some people are gonna be able to swim just fine and get on and move through the bullshit. There's gonna be a lot of people that drown.
Mhm.
A lot of people that we lose because of this bullshit that we're peddling, when in reality, people need to be trying to find fucking duct tape and buckets to get this water off the ship.
Well, and the good news is we're going to figure out about that whole you talking shit about swimming thing.
I can swim. I'll be fine.
I've
I mean-
seen him swim. He's good. He's
I'm a
a
good-
much better swimmer than me.
Yeah.
I looked
I'm
out my
pretty good.
He stayed in my house for a few weeks in the guest house. I fucking look out in the pool. This motherfucker's backstroking.
Yes.
Like,
Spit water out your mouth.
Bro, yeah. You know, that was what I was saying. You know how the cartoon, the dude's like, that's him right in the pool.
Yep, one big fucking hippo right in the middle of the fucking, right in the lake, But it was beautiful. No, but I mean, it's the reality of it, I personally, dude, I'm tired of seeing the race bantering, gaslighting bullshit. Like I'm over it,
Dude, it's fake. It's fake division.
And so you even ask yourself, right? Like, so like 2 + 2 is 4. That's racist to say, but what evidence? Or white people are inherently racist. What evidence? Like what is the real, what evidence do you have? And there's zero.
Well, the real problem here, dude, this is the real problem that nobody's fucking talking about at all, is that by calling everything racist, you're making nothing racist. And what's happening
right.
now, dude,
Getting rid of the real, actual
that's
racism.
right. And so how do we identify who the fucking real racists are
Yeah.
when everybody's racist and everything is racist?
The other thing too is people forget that the world is a competition and the United States is competing against the other nations of the world. And the easiest way to defeat an opponent is to get them to fight amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, you get us going at each other. We're not paying attention to all the land that's being grabbed up, all the resources that are being grabbed up, all the other people that are advancing right along on their merry way as we all bullshit about nothing, about inconsequential things that let us not succeed in the world.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, everyone else is eating our lunch quietly while we don't pay attention.
Yeah, and we're going to wake up
Right.
and shit's going to be gone.
And we're not going to be number one anymore.
No.
And then it's going to be real hard to get back up there, especially after we've done all this and shipped all of our manufacturing overseas and all of our IP overseas and all of these varieties of other things. It's like, we're not paying attention to the other teams competing against us. And it's tragic.
And what's fucked up, Bobby, is that though all those countries, they don't see us as black, white, Hispanic,
Right.
Asian Americans. They see us as fucking Americans.
Mhm.
I've been trying to say this for fucking 10 years. This race division is a waste of everybody's fucking time, everybody's energy. It's fucking fake division. If you go out in the streets and you talk to a person that looks different than you, 99.9% of the time, it goes really fucking well. You know, dude, but
100% of the time is going to go better than expected. I'll tell you that.
DJ, people don't I can't fucking understand it. Like, I can't understand it.
This is one of the most diverse countries racially of any country in the world. It's like, if you were to look at like China, for example, the vast majority of people in China are Chinese.
Yeah.
If you look at the United States, like, we're one of the most racially diverse countries in the world. It's like, oh, we're racist?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't even add up. It's
No.
it's a perfect example of all of the things that they puppet out to us or explain to us that are just blatantly not true. But if you don't look deep beneath the surface, then you're just like, yeah, we must be racist.
Well, dude, what we have to fucking
no, dude.
Bro, what we have to figure out is that it's them selling us that bill of goods and then us fucking hating each other and them profiting.
Yeah.
Like, guys, this is not black, white, police, this, that, the other. This is 500 motherfuckers in Washington, D.C. versus us and how they can gain from us having disruption amongst ourselves. That's it. And dude, to buy into anything else is ignorant. It's just ignorant. You don't understand what's going on. That's how I see it.
Well, I was watching a clip, and I think it was last night when I saw the 2+2 thing, and it was talking about, the white people are inherently racist. It was kind of in a similar thing, and I wrote it down in my brain because it's like wrote it down in my brain. That
Sounds like, but I love DJ.
Whatever. Internal therapy. But I instantly thought to myself, well, when my kids go out on the playground at school, they don't care if the kid's black or Chinese, or they don't care if he's Muslim. Like when Enzo goes to baseball practice on Saturday, there's Muslim children there, and they have their little, head garment on or whatever it's called. And guess what? He didn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. You know why? Because he doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. So it's like understanding that, hey man, maybe we actually do get along. Maybe we actually all do like each other. Because I've never gone in, and I go in all the time to places and say hello. I would say the only thing that the news has made is that initial conversation now with somebody who doesn't look like you. They make the initial movement kind of awkward, just a little bit, but it never stops me, right?
That's so fucking
It
ridiculous.
is fucked up, right? But it's real, and it's like, well, wait a minute. I'm buying into their shit.
Yeah, that's
I never thought like that before.
That's right.
Never, ever, ever.
Shows you the power of the indoctrination.
Right. And especially if you're not thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's learned behavior. That's the thing that scares me a lot is like, when you look at the fact that they're teaching this to children that otherwise wouldn't even think that racism was a thing. And a lot of the things are generational too. It's like you see your grandfather, your great grandfather, whatever. And it's like now that generation's passed and then it goes less and less and less over time. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of things go. But the fact that they're teaching racism to a young kid that doesn't even know what racism even is at all, it's like, I understand how they're getting there, but you're not just inherently racist. Just like your kids, it's like they would never know or care or know the difference anyways. And it's like you watch TV as a young person, it impresses on you and you're like, wait, everybody's wait, I'm racist? And then you have to like overcorrect the racism that you didn't even have.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Hell, you can take that a step further. I don't know what his or her, whatever
Well, that
title
certainly
is.
doesn't bring people together.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what his or her, what's the medical director?
Rachel Levine.
Rachel Levine. Have you guys watched any of this shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know. I'm the slow roller here.
He's getting quicker though.
I'm getting better. I'm learning to pay attention a little
yeah.
bit. But man, listen, I can't watch that shit. I can't.
It's so frustrating that it distracts you from actually doing what the fuck you got to do.
Well, because it's fucking your sense of reality up because you hear all this shit going on, but the moment you step out your fucking house, it's not like that. And it's like, well, what the fuck is happening?
Rachel Levine was giving a talk, and I believe it was dated like 2017, and it was talking about hormone blocking and how you should delay onset puberty because maybe the female wants to be male and we should block puberty from happening because something about like, if she wants to wear her dad's tool belt, like then she should be given. I'm sitting here thinking like, my fucking son walks around in my wife's high heels. You know what I'm saying? Like
I did that when I was a young kid.
Yeah, like we all did that.
These
like,
are interesting. What the hell are these?
They fucking
I still
click.
do.
Yeah. Wait, man.
The funny thing
You ain't riding my bike, are you?
I'm not going into
I knew that seat was fucking higher.
No, but it's fucked up. And she said, to finish that quote, she said, you want to make sure that they don't go through the wrong puberty.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, so wait, this lady's God? That's what I thought in my brain. So wait, you're going to put, oh, okay, that's pretty
We're
big
getting
shoes
into
to put on.
dangerous territory, man. Like the minute that we start fucking with nature and the way things are and trying to pretend like things aren't the way they are. Like, dude, look, I don't care who you want to be with. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you want to dress up as a man or a woman, but there's man and woman. It's biological. It's chromosomes, dude. It's science. It's, you guys all want to say the fucking, let's obey the science. Well, that's fucking science.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's no science that says otherwise. And like, dude, we can't selectively choose which facts and do a real problem is a lot of people don't understand what a fucking fact is. A fact is a fucking truth that is shown to be true by evidence. And
whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's right. And we cannot, as a society, selectively choose which facts we're going to say are facts and then which ones we're just going to pretend aren't. We just can't.
Right.
Well,
yeah. Dude, I'm sorry. Like, this is my personal belief. And I have friends that are trans. I have people in my family that are fucking trans. Like in my direct family. I love those people. They're good fucking people. But it is what it is. Like, and dude, we're creating this scenario in our society where we're taking out pronouns and taking out this and changing fucking this and fucking change. Mr. Potato Head is no longer Mr. Potato. Like,
that's
bro,
legit.
Yeah.
Did you hear that one?
No.
Yeah, Mr. Potato Head is no longer Mr. Potato Head. He's just Potato Head.
Gotta be gender neutral.
And like,
what about Mrs. Potato
No,
Head?
dude.
No.
Look, a woman. We all fucking saw it.
Yes.
A man and a woman.
Yeah.
Like, bro, listen. Dude, you guys listening, like, you're thinking like, oh yeah, that's fucking crazy. But that's where most of this confusion is coming from, that segment of the world. And that's less than 1% of the people. And less than 1% of the people are dictating the policy and the fucking facts for the rest of the 99%. Dude, listen. Somebody has to fucking step up and draw a fucking line in the sand and say no. And it doesn't mean that I'm bigoted towards you. It just means this is the fucking facts. Like, dude, the United States is no different than a business. I'm not going to make the business to sit. You and I are not going to sit here and look at a fucking report and say, well, that fucking, that says this, but fuck that. That ain't true. We fucking lose, and that's what we're doing as a country right now. For people's feelings.
Yep.
And like, dude, why can't we just have a conversation? Like,
that's exactly what I was just about to say, is that thoughts and the free exchange of ideas and conversations are how human beings evolve. That's how we all get better and learn, by being able to talk about it. The huge problem and the hazard of all this stuff is that by taking out the ability for us to talk about it in an open forum without being demonized, it's like you're slowing down our ability to evolve and learn because we can't talk about it. Right. So it's like, well, you can't talk about transgender because you're not transgender. You can't talk about a black person's life because you're not black. You can't talk about this because you don't fit into that area. And also, by the way, that's offensive. And now we're going to shut you down, which again, just slows the evolution of all of us learning and being better.
All those motherfuckers can talk about white people.
Right.
But they ain't white.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, dude, if we're going to have rules in society, I think the rules should be equally applied to everybody.
Yeah. It goes back to a couple weeks ago. The double standard is what's ruining this entirety.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's wrong.
Like, yeah, I mean, a double standard
it's ethically wrong. It's ethically wrong. And a lot of you guys listening are participating by being passive about it. Like the silent majority, the reason the world's fucked up right now is because the word silent in majority. All these guys who are going out, these guys, a lot of you guys listening right now, and I've been telling you this all year, you're going out in public, you're wearing your fucking mask, you're doing the dance, you're going home and then bitching about it. You're bitching about your freedoms dude, you guys, right? Those people I'm talking to right now, you are the ones costing the country the fucking freedoms, period. Because it's wrong, but you don't have the courage to live it or stand up for it. And that's a problem. We could get along with the fucking, the silent thing, but look where that's gotten us. Now it's gotten us to a point where like, dude, there's legitimate fucking Coca-Cola. Like, we started the show up doing a fucking campaign in their company to be less white. Tell me how that's okay. That's not okay. It's not okay.
No, it's not. Nobody wants a target on their back. And that's the thing, is just like everybody, at least the mainstream media and the general zeitgeist is like, if you say the wrong thing, we destroy you.
Yeah.
We destroy your ability to work, your ability to make money, your ability to disseminate free thought, your ability to have any stature whatsoever in society. We're going to destroy you if you say the wrong thing. So it's everybody's just like, I don't want to put a target on my back. I'm just going to shut the fuck up and like go vote for Trump and get the fuck out of there. And like,
that's not good enough anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like, this is counterproductive to human evolution by not allowing us to just talk about this shit.
Right.
The conversations is how we evolve. That's how everything gets better. That is the solution to any and all problems, in my opinion, is conversations. And the fact that we're limiting them on social, we're limiting them in the public square. It's like, well, I don't have the right skin color to talk about this. I'm not the right whatever to talk about this. It's like, this is so counterproductive, and we're going to progress a lot slower. And other nations and other competitors aren't doing that. And they're going to
double down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, they're going to take our fucking shit.
Exactly.
And dude, not only that, it's interesting you say that, because when we did the show, we did a show right after George Floyd happened and the Black Square controversy and everything. And it was funny because what I found out, which I didn't know beforehand, it never occurred to me. It doesn't make perfect sense now, but nobody likes to talk about race.
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Like, dude, when we talked about I got so many messages from black people that were like, bro, I don't like to talk about race either. It's uncomfortable. And that had never really occurred to me. Right. Like it makes perfect sense, but like, and
you mean we're a lot alike?
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is like, I just hadn't thought of it like that.
I get it.
Like, nobody likes to talk about it.
Bro, the only people that like to talk about race are racist. Like, that's my,
think in terms of race.
That's actually a great point.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's 100%. How I look at it. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing we've been saying. Like, those who are accusing of all of this bullshit, they're the ones that are typically doing it. The only people that are so fucking concerned with race are fucking racists. That's my,
kind of like the guy who says, I'll never steal from you, never steal from you, never steal from you.
They stealing.
Guess who's stealing?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just like who the person that says, "Oh, I'm not lying." Swear to God, no, you're probably the one fucking lying.
Right. Yeah,
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
People tell you the truth. You just got to listen.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely, and they have been for fucking years. It's time to start being aware of it.
Yeah, that's a fucking great point. Because dude, we have listeners from every segment on this show. It's an entrepreneur show at heart. So we got men, women, all different races, all different sexual orientations, and guys, we got to figure out a way to get along, man. Like, this shit ain't fun.
Yeah.
I'm not having fun. You guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have fun every day, but I mean, I'm not having fun in that realm. I don't know. I also feel like there's like some young leaders need to step the fuck up. We got all these old motherfuckers in Washington trying to hang on to their power by any means necessary. I think it's time for us to vote these motherfuckers away. If we can still vote. I mean, we don't even know if the voting is going to be okay. The fact that we can't have, verified voting in 2021, there's no reason. There's zero fucking reason. Zero.
Right. Exactly.
Zero fucking reason that it should not be completely controlled with an ID. This is a
racist.
Fucking. That's what I'm saying.
That's a racist comment.
Yeah, that's not racist.
But they want us to have the real IDs to fucking fly state to state.
That's right. So,
Or
dude,
do anything.
Look,
or
bro,
the fucking
you got a
government-
COVID passport vaccine to fucking fly. Fuck you.
Yeah.
How about a fucking ID card to vote?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's a right thing to do in a fucking country.
certainly.
And until we have that, a lot of people, and I say a lot of the left too, they understand that, like, if this turns bad for them, their vote's not going to count either. Because I get a lot of people hit me up and they're like, yeah, bro, my guy won, but it does make me really fucking nervous if shit doesn't go like it should.
I've never heard one, in a lot of these, I would say controversial topics or a lot of these scenarios, you can at least like maybe hear some type of the other side, right? You're kind of like, it actually makes fucking sense. I get that. The voter ID thing, I've never why would you not?
Of course it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. They can fucking do whatever the fuck they want if there's no fucking ID.
So why wouldn't we all be on one team together? And we should all agree on that then.
Well, because they've sold us a bill of goods that it's fucking racist.
Well, yeah,
And you can't talk about it. You can't talk about
Their
it.
exact justification was that, people in urban areas don't
know how to vote.
They don't know how to go to the DMVs to get driver's license, Sal, so they can't.
But how racist?
But they got
is,
to vote.
How fucking racist is that thought?
It's fucked up.
You see what I'm saying?
Fucked
like,
up.
oh,
Double standard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
to say a whole nother race or group of people is not capable of going to get a fucking driver's license and go to a fucking vote is totally racist. The whole thought is racist.
I mean, couldn't you just, right before they vote, have a machine that's right there that verifies their ID, that checks it,
Sal,
and
that's
hand
my
them a card?
point. The technology is
Right.
there.
Okay, if they're going to go vote.
We could find a million solutions. They are purposefully not solving the problem so that they can keep doing the fucking what they want. And until we all figure that the fuck out and agree on it and stop saying, well, you're a fucking white supremacist because you fucking want to build a business and make like this ridiculous shit. Until we stop that, we're going to continue to get fucked right in the ass by those motherfuckers.
But that's kind of that's my point. It's like, hey, you might not
With no
you-
fucking
you,
lube.
You say we got to all come together.
It's true. With a baseball bat, like the
A
fucking
woman, a
one they
woman.
use on The Walking Dead. That's more like it.
Why, DJ? Why are you smiling with that? Hey, you like that, bro? Give you a little tingly?
I just like seeing him getting worked up. I like it.
Yeah. No, but that's my point. Is like, okay, hey, you might not agree with everything, but we need to maybe agree on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not like right, left, center, whatever, but if your vote matters, which it should matter on both sides of the fucking aisle, I
agree.
I don't care who you vote
Yeah.
for.
Right, exactly.
But
Yeah.
I fucking really care that it counts. That's
That-
what I
that's
care.
it.
You're
And-
like, hey,
and
you
I-
hit a home run. All right, 1-0.
Yeah, that exactly.
Yeah.
See you in 4 years.
There's that. And that's the point. The point is that's so obvious that should be a fucking the way it is, and we're not doing it. And until it's done,
Dude, maybe this is the point of Bobby being here. What's the website going to be called, babe? VerifyMyVote.com.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good one. I think that the other thing too is just like the fact that we have silent jets that can travel faster than the speed of sound. We could shoot a missile from 100 miles away that can hit a target perfectly, but we can't figure out how to count paper without stopping in the middle of the night.
Dude,
like, what the hell is that?
bro,
Like, what
they
do you-
just tried to
It's like, we're going to sleep. We'll come back in the morning. It's like, are you fucking joking?
It's COVID, bro. We got
We're gonna shut it down. It's like,
Did you
get
guys
the fuck out of here.
see that they're passing the law to fucking extend that time frame now?
Great.
So not only are they trying to not solve the problem, they're trying to pass a law right fucking now that gives them 14 more days to count votes. Dude, that's fucking wrong, guys. And I don't care who the fuck you voted for. That's wrong. And it's going to cost us our fucking freedom. You guys think, oh, well, you're just bitter because Trump. No, that has nothing to do with it. If you listen to what the fuck I've said a million times, I have plenty of problems with Donald Trump. I just thought he was the better fucking solution to our problem this time. If I could hand fucking select a candidate and build him from fucking scratch, it would be different. But guess what? We can't do that. So, but I think we can all agree and find common ground that fucking, bro, we're Americans. It matters that we are competitive in the world economy, in the world society. We've all enjoyed the freedoms that this country has been fucking built upon. All of us, every one of you have enjoyed it. If you don't think so, go to fucking Haiti for a fucking week. Go to fucking Somalia for a fucking week. Go to fucking Europe, dude. Talk to those people. We have plenty of Bosnian people here that work at our business that are like, bro, you Americans are fucking dumb. Like, you don't even understand what the fuck you guys are doing. Like,
That's real, by the way.
yeah, I hear it every day. I hear it every day from our Bosnian people here. They're like, dude, you guys are fucking stupid. And, you know, at what point are we going to say, and like, here's my concern. The reason I've been so vocal, guys, I love talking about making money. I love talking about balling out. I love talking about business. I love talking about winning. It's what I fucking love. But the reason I've been talking about this shit for a year, guys, is because I'm fucking very nervous that we're going to lose the ability to do all of that.
Well, it's like a duty. It's almost like it calls to you because it's like you look around like this is all fucked and I'm tired of complaining about it.
Yeah.
I have to do it's like kind of why like I imagine people would go to war like after 9/11. They're like, well, if I don't step up, who's stepping up? I'm stepping up.
Yeah.
And like that's the type of thing. It's an information war. And I feel a duty, even though it's like I'm making comedy videos and whatever, but it's like this is changing the discourse in a very small but meaningful way.
Yeah.
So it's just like if it's like that duty calls to step up and try to do something instead of just complain about it all the time.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but that's what I'm sure you feel the exact same thing. You're just like, this is fucked. And if I don't at least do something to broadcast this,
Dude, it would be much easier for me to just talk about the same old shit.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And not disturb anybody and not make anybody angry. But, you know, like, dude, whether you understand it or not, I'm saying what I say because I care about your fucking future. Yours. Even if you disagree with me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know all the shit. I don't have every answer, but I know this. I know we're all getting fucked with right now. I know I'm smart enough to know that. I'm smart enough to know that we don't actually hate each other. I'm smart enough to know that we have a lot more in common than we fucking think we do. And honestly, I am old enough to know that the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, 8 years, maybe 10 years, we have regressed in terms of our ability as a culture to get along as Americans. We have regressed for 10 years straight. And that bothers me, man, because that makes me feel like, you know, I'm 40 fucking years old. It makes me feel like this is my responsibility and I fucking dropped the ball. And I know that sounds silly, but that's how I feel about it. You know?
I remember
that's all those nightmares about dropping footballs.
Yeah, well, that happened quite a bit, so that makes sense.
I remember when I was younger, I remember having this conversation with my parents, and I'm just like, I felt so disenfranchised in 2008 when it was just like, I'm supposed to be in my core earning years now. I'm supposed to be able to go out and get a good job and live the American dream, as it were. And it's just like, oh, the banks went to shit. Oh, you can't get a job. Oh, everybody's destroyed. And I was like, how could you guys let this happen?
Yeah.
And I remember in 2015, I remember just thinking to myself, like, wait a second, I'm about to be in the core vocal years. Like these are now it's me. Now I can't turn 50 and complain about how, because then I let it happen. So it's like, I have to do something if I'm going to be able to complain about it later. It's like, I have to try to do something now, because if not now, then when? It's like, this is the time that I have the ability to do it. So I feel like I have to.
Speaking of that, you know, I asked you earlier, and I'd like you to repeat what you said. How much hate did you get when you started doing this?
Yeah, a lot less than I expected.
Okay.
That I would have.
Okay. Yeah. And dude, that's why people will not do it.
Yep.
Because you're afraid of some shit that doesn't really happen.
Yep.
Right? Like you hear these stories of this cancel shit and this and that. Bro, guys, most people want the same shit. They don't like that. That cancel shit comes from that far left 5% of the people. Like
that ain't fucking with you to begin with.
Yeah, right. They fucking hate you anyway. So what difference does it make? Whether you stay quiet or not.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I forget the quote. I wish I could repeat it verbatim, but it was something along the lines of like, if you want to cause no stir, if you want to cause no issues, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. And it's just like, if you don't expect to take shots, like the only way to do it is to just be silent and be nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're going to get that no matter what. But the overwhelming outpouring support that I got was just like, it seemed uncommon. It seemed like that. I wish somebody would have let me know that.
Yeah.
I would have stepped out in front a lot earlier had I known that it wasn't going to destroy my entire life.
Yeah.
And that was like, I remember crossing that bridge and being like, you know what? I work for myself. If anybody could take a shot, it's me. Like, I'm going to be good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good enough on the inside that no matter what anybody says to me, I'm going to be fine no matter what. I'm still going to be able to create an income. I'm still going to have a roof over my head, have a car, have loving parents, friends that care for me. No matter what, I was like, I could take some shots. I'll just go and cross this bridge. And it was just like, the other side of it was so much overwhelming support I would have never anticipated.
Yeah.
And I wish that message would get out more so that people understand that, like, that is the silent majority and that there is a lot of support on the other side. And there's a lot more good there than most people think.
Yeah, dude. And it's interesting because a lot of people won't say anything, but they will support those things.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
And I wish, like, I wish you guys who are doing that, like I speak for both of us because I know we both appreciate those people a ton.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if you guys would kind of join us. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's needed. It's a requirement.
Yes.
Like, I remember, like, when I first people started asking me, they're like, what's your Venmo? What's your Venmo? I want to donate you money to support the cause. And I was like, never in a fucking million years would I thought that somebody would just fire me off of Venmo to just thank me for what was going on. People send me like $60 on Venmo. I'm like, I've never Venmo'd somebody to thank them for what they're doing. I'll buy a product, I'll get something in return, but it's that type of shit that, like, you could never see that until you're in. It's like, until you cross that line, you would never understand what good there is on the other side. And like you said, it is necessary. This is a requirement.
Yeah.
This is no longer optional. This is a prerequisite to success for sure.
Yeah.
Especially for the country that we love that's done so many things for us. Like, we have to do this. It's not just like, oh, you got step out if you can. Like, you must do this.
Yeah.
Or we're going to be toast.
Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is, man. It's the truth. I believe that to be literally true.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. I never thought in a million billion fucking years that I would even consider ever even like a 1% chance of like that I would go do politics. You know what I'm saying? But like now I hate these motherfuckers so much that I just want to go in and fucking wreck them. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Because like, dude, the fucking, the selfishness and the greed and the fact that like some of these people, a lot of these people are willing to sell the rights of American citizens down the drain for some money. It just fucking irritates the fuck out of me.
I think it's so crazy. Sorry to cut you.
Good.
I think it's so outrageous how the political sphere is not dictated, or the success is not dictated in the same way that business is. If you guys cut some corners consistently for a couple months, you would get noticed. They would cut you. You would lose that distribution. You would lose all those other stores, and it would just topple down based on your shortcuts. Whereas these guys can slap you in the face with it in plain sight and then raise their own income and just be like, yeah, we're going to pay ourselves more. We're going to give ourselves more time off. They can literally do it right in your face. And because political whatever is so like, I don't want to talk, I'm just going to live my life, because nobody wants to think about it.
Yeah.
They're able to get away with it right in plain sight. Whereas in business, you would be destroyed because the market dictates whether or not you succeed. Whereas with them, there's no market. It's just like, oh, I don't want to pay attention. And there you go. Now
there's no free market competition.
Exactly.
I think that was my, like, you know, Trump, no Trump, like Trump, hate Trump. I think that was honestly why I liked the man, is because he really had nothing to gain. You know, the humility, whether he's an asshole, you don't like him, or whatever that is. I don't share that emotional belief, because
he lost 50% of his wealth by being president.
Everything to lose.
Yeah. And so like, I don't look at like the emotional side. He can act like an asshole, but the principle in which the guy operated, I actually respected a great deal, because like he'd go head to head with China. He'd tell the fucking foreign country, hey, fuck, you ain't fucking pissing on my people. And I get down with that. Like I can fuck with that, you know?
Bro, that's American. Like, dude, the left, dude, listen, those people, China, they have so much influence on our media system and our movies and everything that we do, that they invest in those companies, and then they have power over those companies to put out the message that they want. Otherwise, the money gets cut. People, the average fucking human thinks this is conspiracy theory. It's not. These people pay these people to say certain shit to us to get us to do shit. And people think, oh, no, that's fucking crazy. That is what's happening. That's fucking happening. And so you have to understand that when you're watching a movie or when you're watching the news, no matter what news it is, that yes, this country is wealthy, and not this country, that one over there is wealthy enough to fucking pay. It's no different than a company running an influencer program. They're paying all the influencers to fucking say shit. It's the same fucking thing, except they're doing it with the fucking mainstream people that you guys all assume are untouchable and are doing their job. And so, dude, these people tell us this and this and this and this and this. And what they tell us is that we should never go to, bro, of course we should go fucking be strong with other countries, bro. Those people are not our fucking friends. And what they do is they send a message downstream through all these channels to the average American citizen that, oh, we should be friendly with them. We should be this with them. We should be that with them. They're not here to fucking hurt us. Well, no shit. What the fuck would you think they're going to pay them to say?
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
Well, I mean, to think of it like this, like, all right, the bully on the playground. Just because you try to make friends with the bully doesn't stop you from getting your ass whooped. Like,
no, and just because he
that bully still can fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, dude. And just because he fucking tells you, oh, DJ, you know what? I'm your buddy. Yeah. You sit next to me at lunch. That don't mean he ain't going to eat your motherfucking French fries.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude.
Rule number one.
That's rule number one, bro. You don't eat another man's fries. Yeah. That's fucking rule number one.
The other thought, too, like when people say, well, how can Trump know all this shit about China? Well, listen, you got to understand. The president, you guys remember the Snowden documentary on Netflix?
Yeah.
You seen that? I don't think people understand how much like information at his hands that guy had. So he's not going to just make like comments and statements about something and not be 100% fully knowledgeable about what he's talking about. It doesn't happen. So it's not like he's just talking out of his ass. Like, no, he's been briefed. He knows something that none of us in this room probably know. You got to trust him.
Yeah.
You got to trust him.
I don't know, man.
The Biden's going to call them their friends. We're friends.
Yeah, that's right.
They're just having cultural norms.
Well, dude, the average, it was like 8. I don't know. I don't remember the stat, but it was a strong majority. I'm saying like 70 to 80% of people had not even heard of the Hunter Biden laptop
Right.
China scandal about not just about the pictures and the crazy shit. I'm talking about the money being transferred to him.
Yeah.
Like people didn't even know that. It was out 2 weeks before the election. The only fucking news source that covered it was Fox News.
That's right.
And the media had done such a good job of discrediting Fox News that people thought it was bullshit. And dude, it's not bullshit. There's a federal investigation going on right now into the president of the United States and his fucking son about taking fucking money from China. And we're talking about billions of fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Or even just
The average human,
Russia.
the average fucking human doesn't even think that's true.
Right.
And it is true.
Right. Well, like you were saying before, it's like if a country or if an idea can have, if they create financial reliance on them, like for example, let's say that you buy up all the advertisements for a particular TV station, it gets to the point where all the other people are now out of the market. They're not buying those same ads. Then if you say, hey, we're going to pull our ads, now you're reliant on them financially. So now you kind of
call the shots.
You don't have to say anything. You can just be like, oh, you probably shouldn't, I'm not telling you what to say, but like, you should probably say that. And that's what they're doing is like, they create all this financial reliance where all these things are intertwined by like, hey, I'm your buddy, I'm your friend, I'm your pal, don't worry. But then they create this reliance so that if they were to pull it out, you would really lose.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody's just like kind of covering it up without even being told to cover it up.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, we don't want to lose those advertisers. And then use any business for that example.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do. Create
Yeah.
financial reliance. And then it's like, if you take it away, we're gone.
Yeah.
I bet you Fox News ain't selling another motherfucking pillow commercial to a different company.
Yeah, that motherfucker spent some money.
Boy, he's got it.
Yeah.
Or he's buying up cheap ads and just nobody else is advertising.
I don't know, man. I know a little bit about ads and how they work on our end.
Are those pillows good? You guys have any? You got any?
What?
Don't you have one? Didn't you buy one?
Dude, yeah, I fucking bought one, motherfucker.
I think about it all the
I
time.
support people that do the right thing.
But is it a good pillow? Like I want to like.
Dude, honestly, I don't even know.
Made from the cotton of the chain of Giza. Like I could like go through the whole fucking commercial.
No, bro. It is the sacred area of Giza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so everybody is aware, this is the Pillow King on Fox News. I mean, literally
Oh, yeah.
the guy buys every fucking advertising
Yes.
slot, to Bobby's point.
Yeah.
On Fox News. I mean, it's like his commercial runs
Bro, he
after his
buys-
commercial after his commercial, then back to
Have
the
you ever
news.
seen his ads for like his Bible? Like his Bible ads?
I have not.
Like he runs ads just to spread the word of God.
Yeah.
Like it.
He seems like a pretty great dude.
I-
I saw him speak at the Turning Point event in Miami,
Yeah.
and like the guy has a really crazy story.
Yeah.
And like he's very thankful. He gives back. I mean, the guy
Yeah.
contributes a lot of money, and
Yeah.
he tries to do right in the world. It's like you can't slight the guy.
I like him.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy his pillows
Yeah.
just because you said that. You
Yeah.
think I'm kidding?
I mean, I don't have the pillow myself,
will.
but yeah.
Dude,
I'll buy
think-
you one, Bob. I won't Venmo you,
Bro,
but I'll
I
buy you a
think,
pillow.
I think Coca-Cola.
Imagine my sleep. I'll be so relaxed.
I think Coca-Cola really fucked themselves, dude.
Oh no! Did you guys
Yeah.
see the memes about the polar bear?
Yeah, they fired the polar bears because they're too white.
The one,
No
there's
way.
like the polar bear. He's sitting there. And he sees like it's like the news article where he's just like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, that's the other thing, man. And
How
like,
does that get passed through the board?
bro, because it's a fucking woke culture, man. And like, dude,
I really hate
I'm a-
Diet
The thing
Pepsi.
is like, think about it again. It's like, imagine the decision that's made. I mean, these are smart people, right? This is a financial decision. This is not a wokeness decision. It's like more people that agree with this ideology buy this soda. We have to
That's
do
the
this.
thing, though.
It's
More
business.
people
It's
don't
fucking
agree with
business.
that.
But I bet that the vast majority of people that buy Coke probably do. And that's the thing. It's like, this is a financial decision, in my opinion.
You're saying the people that buy Coke think that people need to be less white?
I think that
I think it's the opposite of that.
I think
That's
a
what
lo-
I'm saying. I think it's the.
I'm just
complete
saying that
opposite.
a massive business like Coca-Cola, I'm just making an assumption here.
No,
Whatever.
he's saying they're making a decision based off of this, and this is the decision they came to.
It would protect their business more to be woke than to not be woke.
See, I
that
think
the
I
pre-
disagree with that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
No, I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm saying I disagree with them.
No,
Yeah,
100%.
If that
But
was the
what-
conclusion that they
But
made,
what he's saying is a bunch of smart people got in a fucking room
Yes.
and said, "Hey, man,
Well,
We need to
this
do
is the
this.
route we need to
I
go."
know, like,
and
I
that's
can't-
mind fucking boggling.
we have seen time and time again that cancel culture does not work. You've seen it with Goya. You've seen like all these businesses that have tried to be attacked. They do
Better.
in Goya, for example, 1,000% better. Like because after it fucking happened, like
no,
it
no,
doesn't
no.
work.
You can cancel people, but you can't cancel companies. That's the thing. So what happens is these people, they go at these big companies And the companies then, everybody hears about it and everybody's like, fuck, I'm supporting them then.
Yeah, Coke makes good fucking, I like Diet Coke. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Man,
nobody's
I
gonna
hate
stop.
Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, but the other thing is too, dude, is like, you know, if the other point to this is like, if cancel culture is going to end, we got to stop fucking being like them.
Yes.
You know? And so like, that's why I'm not like, hey, fuck Coke.
Right.
Like I make a joke out of it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you guys are fucking idiots, but you know, I'm still going to drink some Cokes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm not going to be like that. It's just not how now I will go out of my way to support people that are getting fucking hammered. But you know, if we want to end this shit, we got to be bigger than it.
Well, see, there's the thing is like, you just said it right there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're going to continue drinking Coke because you don't believe in the cancel mentality. Well, all those people that are on the other side that would cancel Coke would stop drinking Coke. So they're like, all right, no position means that the woke people go away.
Yeah.
Going woke means that we get the woke, and the people that don't care on the other side that don't believe in canceling stay too.
Yeah.
It's a financial decision. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know
Across
though.
all the-
I don't think most people fucking agree with me. Like I think most white people I've talked to are like, fuck Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying my personal opinion. I don't contribute to things I don't believe in.
I don't know that I would bet
That's
that
why you don't see me calling people out and shit.
I would
just
bet
don't do it.
I would bet the vast majority of people don't try not to make those types of decisions about individual things like the soda that they drink. They're like, whatever, it's just soda. Or they're not even aware of it in the first place.
Yeah.
But the point is like by being woke and getting all of that good press, you prevent those people from leaving because you're not being woke.
Yeah.
Whereas all the people on the other side that wouldn't care anyway.
Cater to the small population without pissing off the big population.
And as far as we're concerned, it's the majority. At least it certainly is out in the mainstream. So it's
For
like,
sure.
think of all the positive press that
Do you
you
think
get.
that's true?
What?
That it's the actual majority? Or
No.
do you think, I don't either.
No, I just think that it's the people that are the most vocal, yes, but it's like there's a lot of people that just sit in like, I don't care. Soda is soda. Like I would say most people sit there, but the people that are the people that do care, let's call it 40%, the woke ones make up a whole lot more of the ones that are talking about it.
Yeah, see, dude, I'm under this is just total speculation, but I actually think that there is not as many of those people out there as what they try to make us believe there is. And because, dude, if you look at like how hard the media sells that fear mongering of you better get in line or we're gonna fucking cancel you.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I don't see it in real world. Like I don't see it. Like when I go out in public, when I go to different cities, I don't see the things they're saying are true. I see a lot of people who are fucking fed up with America and they're like, dude, you know what? This is bullshit. And I feel like they're trying to sell us a bill of goods that
100%.
there's this group of people out there that are so fucking happy and they believe in all this progressive shit.
Yep.
And these are the majority. Dude, that's not true. I personally believe that's a huge reason why you didn't see fucking Biden try to have a rally.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's why they have the military at the fucking thing now at White House. I think they're trying to create the perception that there's this group of people that there really isn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because
so that everybody else shuts the fuck up.
yes, and also all of the people that are indifferent, whenever they get challenged on it, they just go to whatever they heard most people say. Because it's mob mentality. Nobody wants to be on the losing team.
No.
Everyone wants to be on the winning team, just inherently.
Yeah.
We're tribal by nature. So it's like you want to be on the good side. So the 85% of people that don't care or have no position, they're just like, you challenge them on it, they're like, oh, I'm on the woke side. I'm on the woke side.
Hey, leave me alone.
I'm with the team. Yeah, I'm with the team. I'll follow whatever they say. But really, they really don't care. And that's why you say when you go out into nature, people are not talking about this. They're not thinking about this. They're not acting this way, but they control all of the ways that they disseminate that information. Yeah, it's like if everybody just turned the TV off, imagine how the discourse would
That's what I did.
It would be insane.
I swear, like they
right.
make fun of me. I don't watch it, but I don't fucking watch it.
Yes.
And this is the other thing is, you know, these people, the woke people, all they are is the thirsty people. They're just craving for fucking attention and they never fucking got it anywhere else.
Yeah.
And now's their opportunity to get on their little fucking white horse. That's racist. To get on their neutral horse, spotted horse. Which one can I say?
species.
Black
Cow?
Rhino. Black Rhino.
Black rhino.
No, I think it could be tan because that's like part white and black.
Like Devani. Tan.
Davioni?
Davioni, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't, pre ninth grade, post ninth grade, different human.
DJ is going to be wanting to borrow my last name. Dave Davioni Frisella.
Yeah. DJ.
You're bad motherfucker. If you were Frisella, bro, you'd have 2 extra points. 2 less inches with 2 extra points.
You know
kidding.
your dad. Bobby, you got to hear it. I got to tell this story real quick. So, fucking dad.
Got him
man.
sidetracked.
Bro,
You can't tell this. I already know the story you're gonna tell.
Oh man, it's such a good one, bro.
Dude, it's no.
I don't know it, so
we'll tell it later.
Off air. We'll talk later.
My point being though is these thirsty people who have never really, for the most part, done anything in life. They've never made their way on social because they've never stood for fucking anything, built anything, made anything. And unfortunately, they're usually white people. They fucking champion this fucking rally around bullshit. And then they go out and just try to scream and yell at everybody. And then all the little fucking nerds to get together. And in their little nerd campaign, they all fucking go in mob mentality, go after everybody. And it's like, well, these are the same motherfuckers who 2 years ago were on the bullying campaign. And now they're the bullies of the fucking internet. And the rest of us are like,
but it's
hey,
okay because it's justified.
and it's like, hey, shut the fuck
it's
up.
Virtuous.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I have empathy.
Yeah. See, I don't buy that, man.
Me either.
Yeah.
They think that they have the least. I think that's the thing is like, I genuinely believe that they just believe like the ends justify the means with absolutely anything.
Yes.
So it's just like, we'll destroy you because you're a tyrant or you're a whatever, or we've labeled you as something that's evil. Therefore we can do anything. We could cheat. We could cheat at the election because, well, he's a fascist dictator. That's what you would do in the face of a fascist dictator. And then they sell that up and down the line. And they're like, all those people that were in those counting rooms, they're just like, oh, whatever. I'll just slip an extra one. I'll do one for my grandma. I'll do one for my dead uncle, whatever. And it's like, it makes perfect sense because that was just the general disposition of the population as they sold it. Mm-hmm. That's what they wanted you to believe. So it's like someone in a mail truck is just like, throw that in the trash. You know, you can't, how do you quantify that?
They're doing their part.
Yes, they're contributing to saving America.
Yeah, we have to fortify our election.
Yeah, it's got to be fortified. That's the thing is like that. Those are all the things. It's like if you can't prove it in court, did it really happen? That's the type of shit that I think went down in a lot of ways.
Does the glove fit?
I had people telling me, now that fucking article that you just referenced was the article in Time.
Yep.
Was it Time?
Time magazine.
Yeah. Or was it New York Post?
No, it was Time.
Time. We talked about it a couple shows ago.
Yep.
So I had people literally argue with me and tell me that was fucking part of a conspiracy theory. Like, motherfucker, what is it? Not everything that you disagree with is a fucking conspiracy theory.
That's what they use on the tan horse.
I fucking know that. And not every fucking view that goes against yours is QAnon. Like, you motherfuckers don't get it. Like, you're killing America, dude. You're killing it.
Not to mention that's one of the most liberal posts.
You're killing America, which is your fucking boat that you fucking ride in.
Correct.
And you don't get it. Eventually, these people that you fucking champion are going to turn on you too, motherfuckers. And then you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on? And then I'm going to be like, I told you.
Yes. Well, that's what you can believe in. You believe in optimism. It's like, we want to believe that the world's going to be a better place. And like, we made it this far, right? We've come through all this adversity to even get here.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's good is going to win. Like it's going to rise to the surface. The question is how many people are willing to not pay attention while they're taking shots in the back until they all start kind of like moving in that direction. Unfortunately, like we were saying before, it's like unless it is knocking on your back door, a lot of people just casually don't pay attention.
Yeah, it's interesting too because like you see some of the states now, like I think it was South Dakota, might have been North Dakota, passed a law that banned mandatory masking.
Yeah.
And dude, that should be the fucking rule everywhere.
Yep.
Like this fucking shit of like, you know, fuck you, you're wearing a mask, bro. That ain't helping nobody. Certainly not helping the pandemic. Most of the people that died in the fucking pandemic of Spanish flu died from bacterial pneumonia from the fucking masks. Okay, you guys aren't reading the fucking science. I told you, dude. I had so many people hit me up. Where's your proof, motherfucker? I told you where to go get it. You didn't go because you're too lazy to go look. You know, go spend 2 hours on the CDC website. All the shit's there.
Yeah,
it's all there.
Well, that's the thing. It's like how obvious does the shit have to be? That's what's so mind-blowing.
It's not about obvious anymore, bro. It's about what they've chosen to identify with. I'm on this side, you're on that side. So now it's a battle of ego. It's not a battle of fucking data or what's right. This is people are doing this now because they've been indoctrinated and forced to do it, and it's part of their identity. And most people won't give up a part of their identity very easily, even when they know they're wrong. And that's what we have going on right now. There's a lot of fucking people out there that know that this is bullshit and are continuing to comply with it and be quiet about it. And that's what's costing us the fucking problem. That, you know, I honestly don't know what to do about it.
I think slowly but surely we're seeing a turn, right? Like, so.
Well, I know the harder they push,
the
more people are waking up. Like now it's double masks, fucking triple masks.
It's like, okay, yeah.
And the
or
juice,
2 condoms, not
and the
one.
juice doesn't do it. It actually doesn't keep you safe, and you gotta keep wearing a
what
diaper.
the fuck is that?
I don't know.
So I'm gonna go fucking take a vaccine that's not studied, not proven, fucking rush to market, already causing all kinds of side effects, people dying. I'm gonna rush to take this shit so I continue to live the way that I had to live before the vaccine. Fuck you. I'm sorry.
Right.
Not only that, it doesn't protect anybody.
Dude, this ain't about health. It's never been about health.
Right, exactly. But they don't want you to weigh in because, well, you're not a doctor, so your opinion can't be trusted. Therefore, you have to be silenced.
Yeah.
You can't talk about it. And we know that conversations are going to help us evolve, but you can't have those.
Yeah.
Those are not allowed. And it's only the doctors. But these doctors say it, but you can't listen to those doctors. It's these doctors.
That's right.
It's just like,
no, it's this one fucking doctor.
Yeah, it's the same all the way across. It's about every single thing that they do. It's just like, it's narrative, follow the line. That's what it is all the way through about everything, no matter what. It could be so blatantly obvious, but it's like, nope. This is what it is. But it's all of our responsibility for not being able to, for not talking about it, for not making it happen, for not standing out front and being willing to take shots in the public square. Otherwise, it's just going to keep changing because they are slapping us in the face with it. It's more than obvious. But people just, they don't want to go against the tribe. Nobody wants to not be on the team.
Dude, that's the problem, bro. Like people, like I got this after we did that last podcast. A couple guys were like, hey, I like the show, which, dude, I appreciate this kind of this kind of shit, right? He's like, I like the show, but man, it'd be cool if you like had a doctor on for that kind of conversation. That's fine. I will. I've already booked 3 other fucking doctors. The problem now though is when I get them on the fucking show, which they will be, and they're well-known guys, we're going to get them on the show, and that same motherfucker is going to be like, well, Fauci doesn't say that.
Right, exactly.
So at what point are you willing to say, hey, I got fucking bamboozled? That's really where we're at in America. Because we have gotten bamboozled, not me, but the rest of y'all. It's the truth. It's fucking true. I've been saying this over a fucking year. I said it in December of 2019. And I'm not, that makes you mad, but it is what it is. We as America got bamboozled. It just depends on when we're going to admit it or not.
And the sooner we admit it,
the quicker that we can fix the fucking
It's
problem.
kind of like being fat.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, you can deny it all you want. That scale don't lie. And no matter what you tell yourself in the mirror, until you decide to face it and say, hey, listen, I'm fucking fat.
Yeah.
And I got to do something about it.
Yeah.
And then you got to go attack that process.
What, bro? That's a fucking shitty conversation to have with yourself.
Terrible.
I've had to have that
you failed you.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, your decisions.
Dude, you know what though?
That's one.
Best conversation I ever had with myself was in 2016 at fucking 350 fucking pounds. Actually, 2015 at 350 fucking pounds. And I said, nah, you ain't doing that, bro. You're a fucking fat piece of shit. You're going to get your shit together. And that's what's happening. And you know what? The first fucking week, I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm so fucking fat. The next week, I'm like, fuck, you're fat, but at least you're doing it. Fucking here we are 4 years later, and I feel fucking the best I ever felt. You know what I'm saying? And you guys out there who are in the world, that when you know this is bullshit, you do have an obligation to fucking stop complying. Because you are literally costing the country its fucking foundational principles of freedom because of your fucking passive compliance. That's where I'm at right now with this.
DJ, I need you to go get some surveillance video from Ronnie's movie theater.
Okay.
Oh,
Their last week, because last Friday night, I mean, this is a great the complicit nature, right? I can't. So we grew up, Andrew and I, we grew up in this place called South County, which is kind of not where our headquarters is, but it's right around the corner. And there's a movie theater that was like a staple of South County. Okay. And it still is to this day. It's like the biggest movie theater, one of the biggest movie theaters in St. Louis, called Ronnie's Plaza, or Ronnie's Movie Theater. And during the whole pandemic, not every week over the last 16 or 20 weeks, but quite a few, we'll rent the theater out and bring my kids on Friday night, trying to keep a staple alive, trying to contribute, trying to be a part of it. And like we stated on the last, like I'll play the reindeer games. I'll put my little fucking bandana on. I'll go through it. But you ain't fucking with my kids. Like, it ain't happening. Like, that's my line. I'll toe this line, but you ain't towing that fucking line. And we walk in. My wife's on the phone. We're walking. Same motherfucker. Same assistant manager sits at the front desk every week. I'm usually like 20 minutes late. DJ's fault.
Yeah.
And so I always slide in behind it. Well, I come in this time and, I don't know if the guy wants to have fucking, took his fucking testosterone that day or what, but he's like, how old are the kids? My son's 4. And he's like, well, everybody over 2's got to wear a mask. And I said, no, motherfucker, ain't happening. Like, ain't fucking, and I had not had a very good week last week.
Yeah.
So he got to see the side of Sal that some people get to see every once in a while, and it wasn't very nice, but it would be a great film. So I said, no, man, it ain't fucking happening. It's not fucking happening. I come every motherfucking week. I come to this place. I come to this place to support you. So you have a fucking job. There ain't nobody else in this motherfucking building. Not a motherfucking soul in here. I'm here every fucking Friday night. I rent the whole motherfucking theater out so you can have a fucking job. Nobody else is here. You ain't putting a mask on my fucking kid. Well, at this time, my wife walks in and I am fucking pissed. And I don't get pissed very often. And she walks in and she's like, what's the problem? And I go, this motherfucker thinks he's putting a mask on Enzo. It ain't fucking happening. Cause I didn't want her to be like, well, just put one on and go through, and I'm staying my fucking ground. That's how gangster my wife is. She looks at him. She's like, well, what's the rule? Everybody over the age of 2 has to wear a mask. She goes, well, great. He's 2. Now Enzo's like this fucking tall. She grabs his hand, starts walking. She's like, he goes, well, he just told me he was 4. And she goes, well, I'm telling you, he's 2. He was wrong. And Enzo's going, but I'm 4. I'm 4. And she walks right through the fucking door.
Shut up, Enzo.
Yeah. And I look at the guy and I'm like, all right, keep walking. But the problem,
We're the only people there.
the only motherfuckers in the whole goddamn theater. You know what I mean? Like, and if you know anything about South, it's like 20 fucking theater. It's huge. This fucking place is massive. There ain't nobody there. It's like, hey, bro, like, look around. You're going to lose your, and this is the part that was great. He's like, but if I do that, if I don't follow the rules, I'm going to lose my job. And I said, if you do follow the fucking rules, you're going to lose your job because I'm not going to fucking come anymore.
Right.
Like, he's going to stop coming. Like,
Bro,
money, see how this works?
So many businesses right now are killing themselves over this mask thing and they don't even know it yet. They don't fucking know it yet. They're fucking forcing people to obey to this shit that they don't believe in. And dude, a lot of you motherfuckers who own businesses that listen, you better listen to this real good. You worked a long, hard time to build that customer base. When you have people that come into your place and you force them to put a fucking mask on like what he's describing, you are killing your own work that you've put in for years and years and years and years and years. And you are correct. That guy is unknowingly going to cost himself a job because he's going to because dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm keeping inventory of who the fuck did what during this time. I am. There's a list of places I will not go back to because they fucking handle that shit the complete wrong way. And you guys out there that have businesses and shit, and a lot of people are like, well, yeah, you guys are the fucking problem. This shit's still going on. No, we're not, because you can go to the science and you can fucking see asymptomatic spread is not real. Masks do not fucking fix it. Fucking surface to transmission is not a fucking thing. You can go over and over and over and over all this shit they told us to be afraid of. None of it's fucking true. And it's on the CDC website. So, and there's a lot of people out there that fucking know this. And when you walk in somewhere, a customer walks in like me, or somebody that thinks like me, and you're rude to them like they were to you, I will never go back to that business. Not only will I never go back to that business, I will tell every single motherfucker I know about what happened, because that's just the way it is. And you guys, that's the way people communicate. This isn't cancel culture. I'm not going to post it online and be like, oh, these guys were fucking dicks at this place. I'm not doing that. But I will tell you, and I'll tell you, and I'll tell you, and you, and you, and I'll be like, dude, how many times I had Papa John's the last 20 years?
0.
Why? Because they fucking treated me bad one time. And now guess what? I don't let any motherfuckers in this building order Papa John's. No, I don't. If they have Papa John's,
it's not really good pizza anyway.
I will throw the shit. I will throw the shit in the trash, and I will make them get something else. I'll pay for it. And period. And like, dude, but this is what people don't understand. That's happening to your companies right now through this mass shit. You just don't get it. You're not seeing it yet. You guys are like, oh, we're just happy to be open. When we do go back open, which we fucking will, you're going to have half the amount of customers because you're pissed on half of your people.
And there's a great episode on this. God bless this average home. Was it like 76?
Yeah.
The cake lady.
Well, I'm just saying that's
an operational thing.
That's happening.
That's not new.
I know, but there's these business owners don't fucking understand what they're doing. Like they see it as this. Well, it's just temporary. Motherfucker, what's temporary about this 15 days to flatten the curve? You motherfuckers still think it's temporary. You're fucking stupid.
Well, the other part of that,
this ain't ever going to end. Like I said, over and over and over and over again the last year until we fucking end it. And I'm not saying we got to go burn shit down. I'm not saying we got to go to battle. I'm not saying shit. All I'm saying is stop fucking listening to this bullshit and live your fucking life.
Dude, we had a guy in town last night, and he's from California, moved to Seattle. I asked him why. Different conversation. We brought him to dinner. It's the first time he's been in a fucking restaurant in 1 year. And he was a Twisted Tree and world's best fucking steak on planet motherfucking Earth. And he had that steak. You could see it in his face. Like, he's like, man, I've not been, I can't process that because we have good connections here. We were able to move. And he's like, in his head, he was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, Missouri is great. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, why the fuck would you live there?
Yeah, right.
Like,
right.
why on one, you know what I mean? Like, we're coming up on 1 year of like, in where we're at, it's kind of moderation in a sense.
No, it ain't. We had a fucking dictator here in St. Louis County.
I'm sorry. Not for a year though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they let the outside dining bullshit through the sun. We had to dance through the fucking hoops and do all the fucking hoopla. I mean, this motherfucker has not been in a restaurant.
Bro, we just had all those people come through for the weekend. Half of them told me they hadn't been in a gym in a fucking year.
That's fucking insanity. Like, if that's not enough reason to go stand your fucking ground, I mean, we're spoiled in that regard.
Dude,
right.
What people have to understand that they have a duty to fucking stop it. And you have to stand up for yourself. We're going to find out about America's spine. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, and I'm not impressed right now.
Well, we talked about the T-Mobile store situation, right? We talked a whole lot about having those uncomfortable conversations and shit. I'm where you're at. Like, well, now it's like every single like situation I have, I am probably the biggest asshole you have ever met. So I had a similar situation, right? Went to Target. I think this was last Sunday or whatever. And I love Target, but I have a love-hate relationship because I go in there for one thing. Next thing you know, it's fucking $400, right?
They're good at that.
They're very, very good at that.
I don't know how the fuck they
and
do
I
that.
Fucking love, I love Magnolia and the fucking plates. Like, I just fucking lose my shit, right? So we're in there for 3 fucking hours. It's me, Alex, and the baby, okay? I don't wear a mask. I've stopped having those entrance conversations. They put people at the front door, right? Yep. Walk right past them, keep it moving. We're there for 3 fucking hours, okay? We're literally in the fucking checkout lane. We're checking out. Ryan starts losing his shit a little bit. I pick her up and hold her. She's a baby, no mask, right? I'm like, fuck this. Starbucks is right there. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get something to drink. So I go to Starbucks and it's inside the fucking Target. Okay, I've been here for 3 hours. The whole fucking window or the whole counter of Starbucks is nothing but plexiglass. Okay, 2 small holes at the end. Pick up, drop off, right? So I go up there to order, holding a fucking 5-month-old baby, and the lady looks at me, sir, you have to have a mask on the order. And I looked at her. I said, listen here. I've been in this store for 3 fucking hours. I have a 4-month-old here that doesn't have a fucking mask on. You have this plexiglass that's protecting you. Order my fucking drink, let me pay for it, and I'll leave you the fuck alone. Like that, like I made it so, and the fucking dude poked his head out the back. He's like, what would you like, sir? I said, a large fucking mango dragon fruit drink. Thank you very much.
Bro,
you got to.
It shouldn't be that way.
No,
but it
you
fucking
have to.
is. And you know what? You're going to have to get uncomfortable a little bit.
Yep.
And dude, what about like the people who say, dude, I'd like to hear your guys' take on this. I know what I think. Dude, it's just a fucking mask. Just wear the fucking mask. What do you say to that?
That's a good question. I think that it's like, well, what evidence? I mean, again, it comes back to the tribal thing where it's just like nobody wants to just be the person that steps out away from it. So I don't know what the right answer to it is, other than like, I've done a lot of research about this. I've spent a lot of time looking into whether or not this is actually a thing. And all available evidence that I've seen suggests to me that this is not doing what they're saying that it's doing, and that these precautions are not solving anything or not doing what they suggest that they are. So to me, it's just like, I have all this research that I'm basing this on. If that's what you want to do, okay. But they're all just on that tribal nature. It's like no one wants to step out and take shots. No one wants to create an uncomfortable situation. So they just comply. And that compliance ripples through. It's like everyone sees everyone, and then we all fall in line, and then nothing happens.
I just look at it like this. Well, what's fucking next? Think of it like this. It's just one hit of a crack pipe, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's next?
Climate lockdowns are next.
That's 100%
what's next.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you can't drive more than 100 hours a week.
I think I said that like a month or so ago on a fucking podcast. You're 100% right.
That's what's going to happen.
That is exactly what's going to happen.
Yep.
They're going to try to pivot this from COVID into fucking environment
100%.
and live the same way
Yep.
because it's less impactful on the environment.
Yep.
And look how it wasn't that bad that we live like this for a year. We can keep living like this because it helps the planet.
You hate the environment? You hate the environment?
Right.
Yes, I do, motherfucker.
That's so messed
Yes.
up. It's
I
like,
fucking do. If it means I have to fucking live like that,
Yes, I
then I
do.
fucking hate it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I got 2 diesel trucks just in case they take one.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, dude. It's fucking. It's
Well, they're already preparing for it. You see what GM's doing? All electric vehicles by 2034. I think that's
dude. You know. There's already technology that has fuel and combustion engines that burn as clean as fucking water.
Yeah,
They're
there's
protecting
vehicles,
the tech.
Yeah,
They don't want it to come out because they want to push this other thing and it lines all their fucking pockets.
Mhm.
It's real shit.
yes. Yeah.
Where's your evidence? Motherfucker, go look it up. Like, I'm tired of doing all your motherfucking research.
my evidence is
Science
right
only
here.
works on when it's in your behalf.
That's right.
You know what I
it.
mean? Like,
Just like
it only
voter
works
ID.
like whenever you want it to. And this is what my argument. I mean, I had an entire career that was dedicated around arguing science, like our company Science, who had bigger
You still
pockets.
have a career about that.
Correct. But I mean, like, we would go into an OR on whose mesh was better. And it was like, my company Science was better than your company Science. And really what the funny thing about that is my company was more corrupt in lining the pockets of the surgeons than your company.
Right.
Or you were arguing against their company was better at it, right? So there's, for every piece of PubMed that all you fucking rocket scientists can read, there's another piece of PubMed that would argue the fact on which one is. And this is my personal struggle. It's like, when did we get away from just being adults? Like, why can I not just make the best decision for me and my family? And if the best decision is for you and your family to stay home, well, then you stay home. I don't want to stay home.
No, we're being ruled right now.
Correct.
And they don't want you to critically think. They
Yeah.
don't want you to question anything.
There was a fucking article that came out like this.
I know.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, it said,
It's like, don't critically think. We got it controlled. The adults
said-
are in the room. It's like, fuck you, man.
Dude,
how dare you say that?
the headline literally said something to the effect of, critical thinking as we know it is actually going to hurt you right now. It's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Mhm.
And if you're buying that shit and chewing it up, dude, you're dumb.
Yeah.
You are. Like, you're dumb.
where did
And I'm
this-
sorry.
Yep.
Like, you're going to have to fucking get less dumb, dude.
But how do you become less dumb? This is a great lesson.
By having conversations about shit
That's
that you don't know
correct.
about.
Yes.
And you know what?
100%.
You got to go out and be willing to be wrong and have educate yourself. You
And
got to
talk
go
to
do a
people
little bit.
that talk to people in a reasonable way that you don't necessarily agree with to find out why the fuck they think the way they think.
And maybe go read a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And likely what we've learned at this point is wherever you read, you're going to see some type of biased information, the one that you're probably lean closer to, the one that feels closer to your soul. Then you arm yourself with these things called facts and information, and then we put them out in the battlefield of life. We have conversations. And guess what? Sometimes you're going to lose. It's part of the fucking deal. But you got to have the humility. And when you lose, this is the fucking take my ball and go home mentality on the fucking tan horse that these stupid motherfuckers ride on. They scream and yell and kick and scream when they lose. It's like, no. That's kind of part of this deal. Like, when you compete live, we're going to go out here and there is a winner and a loser. Not everybody wins. I can't fucking.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation.
But I can't wrap my brain around
That's where this shit started, bro.
Yeah,
This
I know.
shit started, dude. I
Trophy culture.
started this motherfucking podcast to rid, when it was called the MFCEO Project. The reason it was called the MFCEO Project was because this fucking everybody wins mentality is ruining America. You go back and listen to my shows from 2015, 16. This is all I fucking talk about. And now we're here. Now we're here with the people who got trophies for 17th fucking place. And we're dealing with what happens when they don't get what the fuck they want. That's it. And what happens when they even get what they want?
I think what's so amazing about what you do and what you guys do and what this podcast does is that you talk a lot about mindset and how that's kind of where all things really begin and originate. And it's like, if everybody was in control of their mindset in that way, then all of these other things would be positively affected as a result of that. And I think that that's what's so important about this message, this thing that you guys are broadcasting out there, is it's just like, make sure that all this is right. And then all of these things would not be as hard to navigate your way through. You wouldn't be as afraid to go out and step out and take shots. You wouldn't be as afraid because you know that you got it all in here.
Yeah.
You know that you're in internally got your game right so that nothing can hurt you. And that's the thing that's so important about this podcast and what you guys push out is that like the mindset is the core of all these things, and not enough people talk about how important that single thing is to all other things. And all of this stuff that we're seeing represented externally is happening because people aren't taking care of what's inside first.
Yeah, they're doing it reverse.
Exactly.
They're looking for the external to take care of them so that they feel better, when in reality you've got to fix yourself, and then the external materializes.
Yes.
Dude, that's a
self-reliance. It's that's
a great point.
Yeah. It's like, that's the thing that I feel like is so powerful about this podcast. Like I've been listening to you for weeks, just like absorbing information just for today. And I'm just like, every single thing you're talking about is just like in your mind first is where all things are controlled. And then all of the rest of it, like
good and bad,
reacts. Yes.
Good and bad. And you have to learning that process of self-awareness is knowing when you're on and knowing when you're off, right? And knowing when to attack and knowing when to sit. Like but you have to learn that about yourself and going through your self process.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge thing about life in general. Like, man, life's fucking hard. It ain't fucking easy, and they ain't going to fix your problems. Yeah. You got to fix your fucking problems.
Right.
And that's a hard conversation, like the fat conversation.
And it's easier to buy the idea that someone else or some government or some outside external body of people can fix your shit other than you. And
like a quick fix rap.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that, bro, but I appreciate that perspective, because I never really, I'm not seeing that because I'm in it.
All things are come from that as the root. And it's like every other problem solves itself by simply focusing on the internal first. And that's what's so important, I think, about this is that is the case. And it's like, if you look at all those things, it's like self-reliance is not promoted. Like what you talk about like controlling the inner voice and battling with yourself and defeating that voice to do the thing that's right so that you can progress. That is so crucial. And it explains all of the problems that we have. It's just like no one's fighting and winning that internal voice. They're just like, yep, it's wrong. I'm a victim. Okay, who's gonna help me? What can I do? What's gonna satisfy this need? I'm gonna drink something. I'm gonna get something I need. Oh, it's because of this. It's because of that. Yeah. It's like they're just not looking on the inside first. And that's why this is so important, because it's like if everybody did that and they thought about self-reliance and self-control and how all things go outward from you, it's like all of these problems would fix itself by just that alone,
dude.
In my opinion,
what's crazy too is like all the shit that the people like. I love this track we're on. What's crazy, and it took me a long time to learn this myself, dude, because I used to be a guy that drank 4 nights a week, party all the time, and dude, when you're in that frame of living, right? First of all, you could switch it anytime you want. You just got to become aware of it. But when you're in that frame of living, and you're doing the alcohol or the fucking weed or the whatever it is, the things, right? That you're trying to like, I'm putting this in me because like, obviously they said I've got a fucking problem. It's okay. So I can now justify my living below my own personal standard, which I know is right in my heart. That's the cancer that's eating this country. 100%, bro. And, I never really thought about it like how you just put it out there, but man, you're spot on, dude. Nobody's going to fix your life, dude.
Right.
Nobody.
Personal responsibility is like the most important phrase, whatever, ever. Is, but like, if personal responsibility.
If you think about how important it is, it makes sense as to why they removed it first.
Yeah.
In the fucking, because dude, this God, I'm getting my tinfoil hat.
Well, no,
but but dude, this is a 25-year play. Why do you think that they stopped giving out trophies for first, second, and third and start giving them for 10 or 20 or everybody? Why do you think they did that? Why do you think they removed the Pledge of Allegiance out of the school? Do you think it was because they just didn't like the Pledge of Allegiance? It's offensive? Or do you think maybe they're trying to instill a lesser pride in country in an entire generation of people?
Yes.
I mean, guys.
And your family.
Yes.
And yourself.
Yes.
And personal liberty and personal responsibility.
So how do they destroy that first? They destroy it first by removing it from your vision and removing it from your life, under the guise of offensive. Man, fuck offensive. Some things are offensive. If you're offended, move to another country. For real. Like, dude, this is America. We should be proud to be fucking Americans. I don't give a fuck what color you are, what race you are, what fucking, who you like to live with or sleep with or whatever, as long as it's not kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this shit is America. It's a place for all of us. And now we have these tech motherfuckers now who have decided that they're just going to go ahead and control everything that we fucking say and do, bro, if that continues on, we're in deep shit.
Yeah. Well, the self-reliance and the personal liberty is the key component of why America is great in the first place.
Right.
Is our liberties, our freedoms. That's the thing. So it's just like, how do you erode it? It's like you demonize anything that's outside of it. You do everything for the good of the group. It's always group think. A population is much easier to control if they're not self-reliant.
Right.
And a group of people is easier to control if they're not self-reliant. It's like
They have no choice.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's like you slowly just tick away each thing that is individuality, personal responsibility, and liberty. And if you just eroded each of those things, before you know it, you can control large swaths of people. And it's just like the people that are doing it at the very, very top, even the people that have a lot of power that are pulling those strings, they're just trying to fall in line so they can keep making money, or they can keep rising up in their position. Like the social guys, like I bet you those guys are not necessarily nefarious. Maybe they are, maybe they're not, but they're just like, this is what we got to do to keep our business alive. This is what we got to do to be in the social square.
Yeah.
Like I'll just fall in line. Meanwhile, whoever's really orchestrating it is just like personal liberty. That's no good. You can't have people grouping up together.
Let's erode that over generation.
Group think, everybody for the good of everybody.
Yeah. Let's install that for a generation.
Yep.
And now we have an entire generation of those people, literally. Like it's fucking scary, dude.
Yes.
Like they don't believe in, work hard, get the reward.
Yep.
They think that's bad. Like, dude.
These billionaires are evil. It's like, do you know how many people you had to help to make $1 billion? Like how many jobs, how much positive products and services that people bought with their own free will that you had to produce in order to earn $1 billion. The whole theory that like these people are evil because they have $1 billion. It's just like being racist or gender. It's all the same thing.
Well, the problem is, bro, they don't villainize the billionaires. They villainize the people in the middle.
Right.
The regular dude like myself who has literally started from fucking nothing.
Yep.
And dude, I haven't done fucking anything for 23 fucking years. And motherfuckers come at me and talk shit. I had a guy yesterday. You're just some loudmouth fucking entrepreneur. Motherfucker, I built this shit. Nobody gifted us this.
Yep.
And the people in this building fucking built this shit. Okay? That used to be what people in America would be proud of.
Yeah.
Because you could do it. Now the narrative in the media has become villainize those people. And it's weird because like the actual billionaires are not the ones that people fucking hate on.
Yes.
It's the fucking people in the middle.
That's the strength.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the strength though. You know what I mean? Like that's the one that they have to dismantle in order to get where they want to go, because through that, there's a primal instinct in that winning middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It goes back to like you talk about
self-reliance.
It's
a threat to the billionaires.
Of
That's
course.
why they want to fucking end those people.
Yeah. I mean, there's self-reliance, right? Well, you go back, like we're humans. This has been going on for years and years and years and, thousands of years. Like in order to be self-reliant a couple hundred years ago, man, you had to be fast. You had to be in good shape. You had to fucking hunt. You know what I mean? Like there is an ability to that. Let's dismantle that. Have you seen the movie WALL-E?
Yeah.
Like I feel like
thing?
What?
The robot thing?
Fuck yeah, dude. We're moving towards WALL-E. That's what I'm like. You started saying it. I'm like, man, we're gonna live on a Zeppelin.
Yeah.
We're floating around in the sky for 100 years, like, have you ever seen it? It's fucking good. It makes me think that we're gonna be fucking living on a Zeppelin.
Lots
we're all
of
gonna be
symbolism.
fat.
Lots of symbolism. Like the guys like riding around on the carts on the
Yeah, and they don't talk to one another.
They're all
they just float around
Don't
and
know
then
how to walk.
they find one plant. That's the whole mission of the robot is to find a plant so they can create sustainability again.
Dude, I saw something on
Pornhub?
No, PragerU. It was PragerU.
They put out some good shit.
PragerU's good, dude.
Yeah, it is.
And I feel like they're, they get labeled as like a fucking far right. They're not far right.
No, they're not
dude.
far
They're very
anything.
moderate. I think they do a good job at showing the truth. And I was watching this thing about how most people who bought into the racial narrative this past year in 2020 with the George Floyd thing on the police brutality of black people, they were asked, how did you see that? I think Will Witt did it. And it was, they were asked, how many people do you think were killed by how many black people do you think were killed by the police in 2020? And the average answer was over 1,000.
Yeah.
And the actual answer was like 19 or
it's like 18 or something.
Like that. Yeah.
Yep.
And it just shows you how much the media misinforms people, because these people on this video believed it. They're like thousands, like with
Like
they were
conviction.
sure,
Yeah.
you know, and he's like, well, did you actually know that far more white people are killed by police than black people? And they were like, no. And then he said, do you know the actual number was only like whatever it was, 19 or 18 or whatever the fuck it was.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm misquoting the number, you can go watch the video. It's on PragerU. They were just like, no, that can't be true.
Well, it's just there's another video too. Is like about money and the wealthy, right? And they're like, well, what do you consider to be top 1% of income earners in the country? Oh,
I saw that.
billions of dollars, like billionaire, 500,000. What's the top 10%? What do you think that is? Millions of dollars, millions. No, $150,000. You make $150,000, you're in the top 10% wealth. All right, what about taxes? Who do you think tax? Well, did you know the top 10% take care of over 75% of the taxes for America? Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Like, they do it very, very beautifully. There's an art to it.
The question was, I remember this because that was a great video too. I think it was the same guy.
Yeah, it was Will.
And the question was, he said, do you think the rich pay their share?
Yeah, their fair share, yeah.
Yeah, and they were everybody was like, no fucking way.
They need to pay more.
And then he comes back and he's like, well, they actually pay 75% of the tax in this country. And most people were like,
oh, fuck, yeah.
Holy shit. Dude, the problem isn't that people like me don't pay tax. The problem is those motherfuckers that make $100 billion figure out ways to not pay tax.
Yep.
If everybody paid the same amount of tax, let's just say we all pay the same, we could all pay way less tax, but not everybody pays. And it's not the poor people that ain't paying. And it's not the middle class that's not paying. And it's not the quote unquote wealthy that's not paying. It's the ultra, ultra, ultra rich that aren't paying.
Yes.
And that's where the hole comes from. And the average human thinks that's bullshit. It's truth.
The other thing too is like, I think that people underestimate the importance of and how pervasive the media is and how really everywhere it is.
Yeah.
When people think of the media, they think of like the 10 channels on TV. What they don't realize is that the media is the newspapers, the magazines, the publishing houses that publishes the books and decides which books get published. And then they take those books and they put them on TV, they put them on talk shows, daytime, nighttime, all these other things. These are all intertwined. So then when you consider how much of human thought is controlled by all of these media, all these
which is only
media,
six major companies.
Right. It's like, that's every thought. That's every newspaper. That's every book. That's every magazine. That's every
It's
TV
every
show.
movie.
That's movies. Then that's every single thing, bought anything. And it's like, if you want to get financing, you got to fall in line. So it's like, when you think about how this thought then controls the conversations of the people that aren't watching TV or aren't reading those books or aren't reading those newspapers, those are the conversations that are had in the town square. It's
Right.
like, do you see that on the news? I read this in this book. So it's like, they really have a stranglehold on the distribution of free thought, which is why, again, it comes back to the personal, to the mindset. It's like, I need to be able to look at any thought and say, well, maybe this thought isn't right just because it's in this book or because I saw it in this place. It's like, you need to be able to fight that battle and know that you can't take anything as 100% fact until you validate it, no matter where it comes from, people, books, media, whatever it is. It's like, if you have this taken care of all the way through all the time, then you can defend against those things. But people forget that it's like literally all media. It's all thought. It's everything.
That's why the very best conversations that happen in my life happen in a close, circuit of people or close circuit of people who are educated, who I trust, who I actually like to battle at times.
Bro,
you know what I mean? Like,
I had the best conversation fucking ever with Tyron Woodley yesterday. Now, Tyron's a good buddy of mine. He's from St. Louis, but we have different political lines, and we know it because we kind of tiptoe around it, right? Like and he's a believer in what he believes, and I'm a believer in what I fucking believe. And dude, we had a fucking awesome conversation yesterday. The dude we gave each other like 5 hugs. Like, bro, you get closer to people by having those conversations, not further away. It's just, you're not.
Depending on how you go about it, right?
Well, if you go about it like a fucking normal human.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
People will go talk to you, and I don't know, man. Like, the media thing is very scary because I feel empathy for people who watch the media and believe it, right? Because we should fucking believe it. We should be able to look at the TV and hear this person who's paid to tell us what is the news. We should reasonably expect them to be telling us the facts. I personally think that's a reasonable human expectation. And so you can't fault someone for believing the shit that from someone they're supposed to believe. And so it's a hard conversation. It's almost like you want to put your arm around and be like, bro, you know, this motherfucker's full of shit, right? Like, you know, but how do you do that in a way without being right there to like show them, you know what I mean? And that's, and this is, dude, both sides of the aisle are really guilty of this, because I see this shit from the left and the right, where, you know, they go immediately to insults, right? Like, dude, insulting someone, calling them fucking asshole or fucking this or that or this. And dude, I'm guilty of it too, right on the show. I say you're dumb. Well, that's because I literally mean it. Like I'm being literal. I'm not trying to insult someone. You're of low intelligence.
And it's also a fact.
Yeah. But I mean, we have to get away from this fucking, you know, you're my fucking enemy. Fuck you. You fucking, you know, well, if it's liberals, you know, you fucking
Karen.
Actually, it's weird because now they're calling the fucking conservative snowflakes.
Yeah. Really? I thought they were, I did think that.
I didn't know that.
There's a good flip.
I just had an opinion.
Yeah, but they're also calling themselves patriots and the conservatives like not
terrorists.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's mind games. I mean, the thing that's important to remember is that it's like, if you wanted to, let's say that the world is a battlefield, which in a lot of ways it is. If you saw people just going through the front door and it's like, they know, they trust, they rely that whatever comes through the front door is good. It's like, you're just going to slide something through the front door. It's like, if you build a reliance on the media, well, that's going to be the easiest way for us to slip you the poison, is through this thing that you rely and you trust. Yeah. So what people need to realize, and what I think is really important going forward, is that every piece of information, every fact, every word that comes across your mind, now you have to battle as to whether or not that's truth or false. Yeah. There's no trusted source. There's nothing. You have to be able to independently validate every piece of information that comes into your life, no matter where it comes from. Otherwise, you're going to lose the battle, because they know what you're going to trust, and that's where they're going to infiltrate, because they know that you have that reliance on it being true. 100%. So it's like, you have to, every single thing, no matter what, there is no trusted source. No. You're always just taking a tidbit, independently validating. Take a tidbit, independently validate. That's why like research is so important. And yes, it's a frustrating, and yes, it's a pain in the ass, but it's like, you lose if you don't do that. If you don't protect the back door just as much as you protect the front door and the side door, like, someone's going to find your vulnerability and come in. The only way to defend against it is like a perfect dome around yourself, which is self-reliance, self-awareness, complete and total control of your mindset all the time. Not taking any piece of information as pure fact, independently validating and researching it. And it's a pain in the ass, but it is a necessary prerequisite for us to all move ahead. It's like, you have to just trust nothing, like literally question everything and all things. Otherwise, we're going to get clapped. Yeah. It's just like, there is no choice. I wish it wasn't that way, but that's the way. Yeah. As far as I see it.
No, dude, you're spot on, bro. I mean, that's it. Like, every fucking thing. And dude, I've even had to find myself doing that with shit that like I wouldn't, like, I've started to realize over the course of the year that like nobody's telling the truth.
Yes. Right.
No, nobody
really knows.
No. And right. Yeah, that's what they want though. Yeah. They want confusion. They want cloud so that you could fucking not figure out what the fuck's going on. So that's been a realization, I think, for a lot of people. And I think that's also why it's taken so many people to realize that how fucked up this really is, because they know like, dude, it's wrong. It's wrong. Like, it's wrong to watch the news and get lied to. It's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
But they do it every day, a lot. And it's not just a little lie. It's not a stretch of the truth. It's no, seriously, the evidence of it, that it's not like, you know, it's not a fish story, you know, it's not like, it was here, but it's this, they're fucking 19 people. And the most people think it's 1,000.
Right. It's easy manipulation.
That's a different thing. That's a different thing. Mm-hmm. Like, if the stats were literally 1,000, I think everybody would say, hey, fuck these cops, dude. Let's get some new cops. Let's start this whole fucking thing over. But it ain't. It's fucking this, you know, and that's not being addressed as fact.
I think the other thing too is like, once you realize, okay, well, why would they? Because that's the question. Well, why?
Well, that's the next question.
Why would the news lie to me, right? Yeah. But once you realize that your eyeballs and that TV being on is dollar signs.
Well, right. All things are that.
They're making money not on you necessarily believing it, but just simply watching it, right? Just you simply watching it, you downloading that app for that news channel, like, that's money for them. You know what I'm saying? And so, why wouldn't they lie?
Well, I think Bobby made a good statement earlier about we are in the state of an information war.
Yeah.
And you look at the old primal instinct of, superiority, right? Mental, physical, the skill set to hunt, feed your family. Maybe the new primal asset is education. Like you have to be willing to go put the work in for your family so that you can survive, so that your family can be better off, so that you can be better armed to go fight that battle. And I mean, literally, I'm just jotting it down as you were saying. I'm like, this is how my brain works. Not very efficient at times. Sometimes it's pretty good. But I'm sitting here thinking like, it is, you start talking about primal instincts and, we're in a technology era. Well, all right, this is our opportunity. Then you need to go educate yourself, much like a physical attribute, from 200 years ago. You better not be, throwing a spear or using a bow and arrow, man. You got to use your brain.
Yeah.
And maybe both at one point in time. But I think the problem with that is the laziness that's inherent inside our society right now. We want to be told what to do. We want the easy fix.
Yep.
And unfortunately, there is, like you said, that research is kind of a pain in the ass because
100%.
It's not the first click on Google. You know what I mean? You got to go digging a little bit.
Right.
Then,
you got to read.
You got to read. Then you got to do this thing called converse. You got to go out and be like, all right, I'm going to use my weapon against their weapon and see whose weapon's stronger. Maybe he's got good points. I can learn from it. Right. And that's humility. Humility's a motherfucker right now. We're seeing it. This is why all these people on tan horses riding around screaming and fucking taking their ball and running home. They can't express humility through a loss. They don't understand that. So because they think their education is correct because they read one pub ed, right? Now they are the thought leader in the industry and they're going to kick and scream their way fucking home. It's like, wait a minute. You're fucked up here. We are fucked up. And we can only fix that through learning, through education on how to arm ourselves to go have better conversations of facts.
Yep.
Be willing to accept.
I think one of the best things that my parents instilled to me is like, they didn't tell me what to think. They taught me how to think. And that's again, to keep coming back is just like the mindset. It's like, instead of telling people what to think, we teach them how to think. And we say, hey, you should go and research this. Yes, it's a pain in the ass. Just kind of like going to the gym is a pain in the ass. It's like, if you think you can just liposuction your way to not being overweight, it's like, all right, that's actually not the right way to do it. So how to think is the most important thing. And everyone on TV and everyone in school and all these indoctrination zones, it's like, this is what to think. This is what you have to think. And when. Remember dates and numbers and all these things that are going to be inconsequential to your life instead of how to think. Hey, maybe I'm not right. Hey, history is written by the people that won it. Do you know what actually happened? That's just what this book says. Who wrote this book? Who published this book? So it's just like when you have that realization in life, when you're like, wait, maybe this wasn't the truth. It's like you level up in the video game. It's like you reach the next level and you unlock and you're like, wait a second, bro, I got to question everything.
It's a superpower. Yeah. It's a superpower because now all of a sudden, not only does the world get exponentially bigger, but so do the opportunities because now you're seeing the real shit. You're not watching the Matrix anymore you're seeing numbers. You're seeing the fucking green ones and zeros going and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what? And now all of a sudden now it's a different game. And you start to realize, well, fuck, that's why I was struggling or that's why I wasn't winning or that's why this always happens. And dude, this is such a bizarre time.
It is.
It's just like,
maybe that's our blessing.
But that's the thing is that's exactly what it is. And like we were talking offline about we were talking about how like a single thought can change your life. And I remember when I first heard Tony Robbins say it's that life happens for us, not to us. I was just like, oh, like my head exploded. I was like, wait a second. You mean this is all for me? You mean this is all what has to happen? This is how it's supposed to be? This is a prerequisite to learning how to get through the next step. This is the backup against the wall in the moment of pressure, the things that you do when all the bullshit is out of the way and you just focus on the thing that really matters. That's what's happening. And it's happening at a macro scale. And as long as people like us continue to tell about that and speak about that, and then we keep having these conversations, it's like, that's how we save the world. It's like, you want to save the world? That's how you save the world conversations.
I know mine.
This is
my moment. You're talking about it, happening for you instead of to you. I was mowing my grass and we've struggled with weight our whole life. It's kind of interesting, right? We're in the weight loss business, fitness business, but it's because we understand the struggle, and I remember mowing my grass. I mean, I can tell you vividly, and I share this on our Inside app on, First Forms app. We talk about stories because there's a why and a purpose. And I said, when I die, the first question I'm going to ask God is, dude, why did I get the fat gene? You know what I mean? Like, I want to be one of them motherfuckers can eat McDonald's 10 times a week and be shredded with, fucking abs. I don't even know what they look like. And that moment it clicked to me. I thought, I wouldn't be able to share my struggle. And my struggle is my strength. And so now I've been able to build an entire opportunity for my life and career, for my family, over being able to share my struggle, which is also my strength. It's happening for me. But I was too close-minded to see it that way. And literally at that moment, it clicked in my head. Fuck. I've been thinking about this whole thing wrong, right? Head above the clouds, level up. Whole thing changed at that point for me. And, I think we all have those opportunities. It's whether we choose to see them or not, right? Get outside our own little bubble and fucking look around. Like, oh, fuck. Maybe it's not happening to me. Maybe I'm not the victim. Maybe this is my opportunity.
Yes. It has to be that way. It needs to be that way in order for you to learn.
Dude, that's how I see what's going on in the country, man. I see it as an opportunity for all of us to get our heads out of our fucking asses and create what America really should be together. Mm-hmm. That's how I see it, and I think if we go on the street level and we asked 100 million Americans, I think most people are going to fucking see it that way. The problem is we've got 585 motherfuckers in Washington, D.C. that don't. And until we figure out how that's going to get corrected, I'm like, fuck, dude,
It's because the topic in and of itself is just like the research. It's like, we don't want to do the research. Just turn on the news and tell me what happened. And then whatever. Tell me I'm going to hire a trainer. Tell me how to get in shape. I don't want to have to figure it out for myself. I need to hire a business coach. Tell me how to run this business, which is that's the whole problem. It's like dismissing it to some external thing that needs to solve the problem for us. And it's just like, we have to solve the problem ourselves all the way through.
Dude, I think that's a good theme for the show, man. We've been going almost 2 hours, so I'm going to wrap it up. Dude, first of all, awesome to have you on the show.
My pleasure to be here.
Where can people find you at? Let them know your initiatives, what you got going on, because I know after hearing you on the show, a lot of people are going to want to follow up with what you're doing.
Yeah. On Instagram, which is kind of my home base, at Take Naps on Instagram, Bobby Sausalito on YouTube and on Facebook, at Take Naps on Parler, and then bobbysauce.com is the place to support the cause and see my merch, and all the links to my socials are in the footer of that site as well.
Cool, man.
And also I'd like to say thanks to you guys. And most importantly, thanks to everybody for their precious time. Like, to me, like, time is the most valuable resource. It's the finite resource. It's the key to all things. And like, I just appreciate that someone's willing to give me the opportunity to spend their time with me. You guys, the listeners, everybody, it's the most finite resource. I appreciate it so much. And I appreciate you guys and all you're doing.
I mean, bro, I'd love to have you on it literally anytime. It was an awesome conversation.
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, I feel good about it.
Very confident. Yeah. And you can Venmo us for the time.
Yeah. I'll take that pillow. I'll give you my address for that pillow.
Davioni.
Yo,
do you have any more lies you want to tell people about your name or whatever? Fucking no. DJ.
Hey, no, man.
What'd you tell me? What were you talking about? He was telling me, he was like, man, Italians got the best names. Like, I'm gonna start telling everybody my name.
Oh yeah.
That is what he said.
I do like the name Sausalito though.
Yeah, Davioni. Davioni?
Yeah.
Davioni Sausalito. You guys could go make a baby.
Bro.
Yeah.
Hey, apparently.
No, it can be done now.
It can be done now.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
So.
It would be messed up if you were to say otherwise.
Yeah.
It'd be racist if you didn't want
to. Yeah, I'd have to cancel you.
You'd
have to be canceled.
Well, I fucking laughed. So, I mean, is that insensitive? I don't know.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
All right, guys. Hey, look, just to echo what Bobby said, we truly appreciate you guys listening to the show, sharing the show, supporting us. It means a lot because we're talking about things that aren't necessarily what we want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather get on here and talk about funny shit and we're trying to make some real content fun to listen to. And the fact that you guys support it, it means the world to us. So thank you so much. And, even if you disagree, thank you for listening and at least having an open mind. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys and talk to you next time.
Told my teacher, dumb bitch, I'm gonna get millions. Watch this. In the project living, spoke it till existence.